Good afternoon, Tallahassee, and welcome to your Thursday edition of FSU Weather. I'm student meteorologist Josh Green, and we've had a clear and sunny day here in Tallahassee right now. We can see some partly cloudy skies starting to make their way through Tallahassee over Doak Campbell Stadium with a beautiful sunset for you on your Thursday evening. It's currently 76 degrees. Those temperatures were up in the 80s earlier today, but they are finally dropping. We've got those partly cloudy skies and a little bit of a 9-mile-per-hour wind to cool you off in your evening hours. Here in Tallahassee right now, we've got some upper-level clouds over the Gulf of Mexico, but we are rain-free on the radar. Just some pop-ups over there in Thomasville, but nothing for us to be too concerned about as of now. Tonight, we're going to drop down to 50 degrees. Those clear conditions are going to continue, especially as we head into tomorrow, where our high is going to be 84, so that's even risen over the past hour. It was projected to be lower, but now we're going to be in the mid-80s for tomorrow. But for the rest of today, is winter really over now? We're seeing some severe weather, and I'll be teaching you a little bit about super fog. All this and more on FSU Weather.
Afternoon, Tallahassee. I am student meteorologist Allie-Ann McCord, and we do have this beautiful sunset right now over Doak. Those clouds are bringing in those pretty pink colors we are seeing. Currently here in Tallahassee, it is 76 degrees with partially cloudy skies and a little bit of wind coming from the south-southwest at 9 miles per hour. So with our current satellite radar for the Big Bend area, we do have a little bit of cloud cover over Port St. Joe and Carabel, those upper level clouds, but really staying clear here in the tri-state area over in Tallahassee. And then we're going to zoom out and really look at the southeast. You're going to see this little storm development here off the coast of New Orleans. You're going to see that storm just kind of push off with that onshore or offshore flow, my bad, as we make our way into the evening. That upper level water vapor, we are pretty dry in Tallahassee, but kind of up in the upper atmosphere. We are seeing a little bit of water. Drier than most parts of the country right now. We are pretty wet out west. Like I was saying, those dew points are low compared to our actual temperature, which is in the 80s right now. So 40 here in Tallahassee. Warmer on the coast because of that moisture coming in from all that onshore flow. So it is going to be a little more muggy in Appalachia, but pretty dry throughout the Big Bend region. For our actual temperatures, we're setting at 76 right here in Tallahassee, a little bit warmer here in Quincy. And as we make our way down to the coast, we are sitting at 67 in Apalachicola. And as in Georgia, we are in the mid to lower 70s right now. Those wind speeds, we have a lot of onshore flow coming off the coast right now. So that's why you see that wind direction all pointing towards the north right now. So 9 in Tallahassee, like I was saying, a little gusty. But as you look down to the coast where Appalachia, Carabel, and St. Mark's, you see those arrows up, and we're around 3 to 5 to 6 miles per hour right now. Future radar, you're going to see how those winds are going to cause those clouds to move out. So a little bit of cloud cover tomorrow morning, but as we make our way into Friday evening, we have very clear conditions. This is great for your Friday afternoon. So if you do have plans, you have a very pretty Friday ahead of you. And then for your week ahead, we have a little bit of cloudy conditions probably this weekend, but we are going to stay in the 80s until possibly Tuesday, where we have a potential of showers. But as we make our way into the week, we are going to have a chance of rain later on Wednesday and Thursday. But now I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Jessica and let her tell us about Florida.
Thanks, Allie-Ann. Moving on to look at Florida right now, we're sitting right about the 70s throughout most of the state right now. Mostly clear skies throughout a lot of the area, gradually starting to cool down as we move into the nighttime though. Again, we have some drier conditions up in the panhandle, but a bit more moisture in the air as we move further south through the state. With the satellite and radar, some slight little bits of storms and rain down south near Miami, but other than that, relatively clear across most of the southern part of the state. Same in the central part of Florida. Finally starting to clear up a bit around Daytona Beach after all of that fog that we had earlier today, but otherwise fairly clear across most of central Florida. And looking up near Jacksonville, also again some clouds, but otherwise fairly clear skies. Same thing in the Panhandle. Some clouds over the water, but otherwise the Panhandle seems to have fairly clear skies right now for our afternoon moving into the evening. Down in Miami, 81 straight across these next few days. Clear skies, going to be nice, warm, sunny. Fairly nice days coming up in Miami. Same thing in Tampa, gradually warming up a little bit over the next couple days, but still also have nice clear skies and low rain chances over the next couple of days. Orlando, same thing, warming up over the next couple days, clear skies. Nice sunny conditions across most of central and southern Florida. Moving up into Jacksonville, again, warming up over the next couple days. Might have some clouds over the weekend, but otherwise not really expecting all that much rain or any sort of storms over the weekend. Pensacola, we're actually going to be cooling down a little bit as our rain chances increase, and we have some slight chance of clouds on Sunday. But otherwise, still going to be nice, comfortable spring temperatures as we move into the weekend. With our future radar, we have these clouds moving across the state out towards the ocean over the next day, moving into tomorrow afternoon, but making way for some nice clear skies by the time we reach the evening tomorrow. For tonight's forecast, some cloudy skies in general across the state, but otherwise have some nice comfortable temperatures down in the southern part of Florida. Might be a little chilly up in the Panhandle, but otherwise not too bad temperatures for tonight. Tomorrow, though, we're looking at 80s across most of the state, getting a bit warmer down into the southern part of Florida. 85 in Tallahassee, 87 in Tampa. Going to be nice, sunny, warm conditions tomorrow. And now I'm going to pass things off to Robert with the National.
Right, we're taking things outside to the broader United States, and we can see a big temperature contrast here. Looking towards our north, we're seeing some 20s and 30s, but as you look towards the south, very much not the case. 70s and even getting close to 80 in Dallas this time of year. It's actually quite hot for them, at least climatologically, here as we get into spring. Of course, it is now the second day of meteorological spring, so it is to be expected that we're going to see a little bit of a warm-up, but definitely a big temperature contrast that is a major feature of our weather today. What we don't see, however, is a contrast in dew points. Dew points are pretty dry most of the United States, seeing 6 in Detroit, 36 in Memphis, and 33 in New Orleans. Down on the Gulf Coast, still just as dry. Some wet spots are going to be in San Antonio, around the Gulf Coast of Texas, where it's 51, and then, of course, in Florida, where we see Miami, usually as the driest, or the wettest spot, in the nation, 61 in Miami. Satellite radar showing where this temperature contrast is set up, is right along the stationary front right here, going basically bisecting the nation south and northeast of the Rockies. And we can see a low pressure system here just east into South Carolina, not doing a whole lot in the way of our weather up there, but another low pressure system in just near Billings is definitely bringing some chances of snow for all of you in Montana, so keep that in mind throughout the day today. Upper level water vapor, is showing us most of the same story. We're seeing, as I said earlier, dry conditions most of the nation, but around this low pressure, we do have some wetter, more precipitable water there, which is definitely bringing you those chances for snow, maybe seeing some rain, and maybe even some freezing rain and ice, depending on where you set up with that low pressure system. But first, we're going to cover the Northeast. Pretty dry for most of us. Might see a spotty snow shower for up through you in Burlington, maybe along the Green Mountains might see one. And then, of course, as we make our way towards Nova Scotia, Halifax, those of you seeing a little bit more appreciable snowfall totals, maybe a few inches there with that snow event. And we do have a few active alerts right now for us, basically just small craft advisories, nothing too much to worry about, no warnings for the Northeast right now. But as we move over towards the northern Great Plains, we are seeing some more snow in the way of that low pressure system. Seeing some of this cloud and snow cover sort of setting up along this northeast to southwest axis. You can see going through Minneapolis towards Chicago. Some of these snow showers may be a little bit heavy at times, so make sure if you're driving from anywhere from Minneapolis to Chicago, you're keeping that in mind, that you make sure that you are always having your conditions when you're driving ready, and you make sure that you are slowing down whenever snow really starts to pick up. So that's a major thing for all of you. And we do have some active alerts mostly towards the western edge of this area. All of you in the Minneapolis to Chicago corridor, are really not seeing a lot in the way of major warnings, snow squall warnings, anything severe. But As we look towards Billings and most of Montana, you are under an active winter weather advisory and winter storm warning just south of Billings. So all of you in those areas are going to need to make sure that through the night tonight, you are staying tuned to your weather forecast because some of the snow could be quite severe. As we move towards the west, however, it's mostly more of a rain setup because it is a little bit warmer as we get closer towards the coast. And those of you in San Francisco, all the way up to Portland, Salem, Eugene, you're seeing a little bit in the way of your rain chances today. And classic Seattle also have some rain. As we make our way into the Rockies, seeing some of that maybe transition to snow throughout the day today, maybe a little bit of ice in that sort of freezing layer where it might be just a little bit warmer, but no major ice or snowstorms out towards the west. And as for our warnings and watches, we do see some chances, particularly into California, of seeing a winter weather advisory and a winter storm warning. So again, as with Montana, as I pointed out earlier, throughout the night tonight, you're going to make sure you are staying tuned to your forecast, particularly in Northeast California, where you have a chance for some reasonable snowfall totals that could make your driving just a little bit hazardous into the mountains. Finally, we make our way down to Texas, my home state, the greatest state in the nation, and we see that it is mostly rain-free. We have a few clouds in the state, but as we make our way towards New Mexico and the rest of the Southwest, seeing some rain showers that might make your commutes along I-25 and I-10 maybe a little bit hazardous, but nothing too much to worry about. Finally, for active alerts, going to see a few red flag advisories, so anything in the way of more drier conditions could see it burning, but overall, it's going to be fairly nice.
Zooming back into sort of a transitional from the national, we're going to do our favorite Thursday segment. That's your big city, small town. City say the same name. Currently, we're going to be looking at Buffalo, New York. Everyone's heard of Buffalo, New York. We all know of the Bills Mafia and their tendency to smash tables. But as we look at their current weather conditions, Buffalo, well, my temperatures don't want to pop up. 23 degrees in Buffalo, so we're below freezing right now. Ice cold up in Buffalo, and as a result of that, we're going to see some of that lake effect snow, which is where the warmer water temperatures cause that condensation up in the atmosphere, and then we get some snow just along the lakefront, but not really in the mainland behind the city of Buffalo. But as we take a look at our 3-day forecast, those lake effect snow chances are going to diminish as we head through the weekend. We are going to see a little bit more of cloud cover as the temperatures warm up, but as we break the freezing degree mark on Saturday morning, that is going to end our snow chances. However, notice on Sunday, we do have both fog and wind in place for Buffalo on Sunday morning. That's not going to be the best commuting conditions. Josh and Allie-Ann are going to get us covered on why we don't want to drive in the fog. So if you're in Buffalo on Sunday morning, maybe stay off the roads a little bit until that fog clears up. But we are only at a 20% chance of rain or precipitation. Moving across the country, not many people have probably heard of Buffalo, North Dakota, which is a small town that was named after Buffalo, New York. So Buffalo, New York, you're the original. Buffalo, North Dakota, not so original, but a total area of 0.48 square miles. That's less than a half square mile of a town. This is probably a stop on the highway as you're headed towards Fargo or Grand Rapids, and then a population of less than 200. So this is a beautiful place to go ahead and find one of those mom and pop restaurants if you want to stop at while you're on the highway. As we wait for the temperature graphics to pop up, it's a little bit cooler in Buffalo, probably because of albedo. It's probably a little bit more rural there, less blacktop surfaces to observe heat energies for no chance at a heat island effect. Biggest city in the area is Fargo. Across the county, a little bit warmer at 13 degrees. But as we look at our satellite and radar, there's going to be some low-level clouds covering the area, so not a lot of sunshine there right now. However, we did notice on the national earlier that there are a few flurries in the area, and that's going to be represented on our future radar. Notice this snow band sort of tries to extend down into the Fargo County, but doesn't necessarily make it all the way there. But as we head into Friday evening, that's when we're really going to see snow chances in Buffalo, North Dakota. 20% chance of snow tonight, but as we head into our 3-day forecast, that's when we're really going to get our snow chances. Notice your temperatures are going to be on a decreasing trend as we get an Arctic cold front. Temperatures are going to drop down into the teens on Sunday, but the big threat is going to be that, that snowfall on Saturday afternoon. But for more of those Buffalo, New York fog conditions and something we experienced here in Florida earlier today, here's Allie-Ann and Josh on the desk with some sobering news about fog.
Unfortunately, yes, we do. Fog is a big problem, and especially in this case scenario that just happened this morning.
So this morning here on the I-95 corridor, there was some casualties resulting of something we're going to call super fog.
Yes, so a big problem with these super fogs is especially when you are driving, the visibility becomes very low. You can only see maybe 10 to 20 feet in front of you, and when you're on the highway, especially like I-95, which is super busy, especially at that time in the morning on the way to work, it is very difficult to try to see cars that are in front of you when going at high speeds.
Yes, so what super fog actually is, it is fog and smoky conditions. So it's kind of putting two words together, but not really in a way. But very extremely dangerous conditions, especially if you're on the road driving.
Exactly right, and if you think about it, it's two things that have very low visibility. Fog to start off, and number two, smoke. You know, if there's smoke in a building, you can barely see what's in front of you. So when you combine these two things, that's when we get this super fog.
So the National Weather Service describes superfog as condensed water vapor mixed with smoke and moisture. So it's kind of the best of both worlds, and in case of visibility ruining it. But what do you have to say about it?
No, exactly. So some of the things that you should keep an eye on, especially when you have fog and super fog conditions, is you want to slow down in your vehicle.
Number one, you always should drive with your lights on if you're in fog. Not necessarily your brights, but keep your low lights on for sure.
Yeah, even having a little bit of light is definitely going to improve that visibility if you have any to start off.
Yes, and in extreme cases, when in doubt, pull over. Get yourself to safety and just kind of keep yourself out of harm's way.
Right, I know I've pulled over several times in fog driving up here to Tallahassee. There's no shame of it. You want to arrive safely.
So we're going to go ahead and throw things over to the wall and let Anderson tell us about our local weather.
Yeah, so tonight we're very comfortable conditions in Tallahassee. As we can see, we have a very nice sunset over Doak Campbell Stadium and some good heat radiation coming in tonight. So right now we are sitting at 76 degrees and we have some winds coming from the south-southwest at 9 miles an hour. It's going to be a very comfortable evening tonight. As we can see, looking at our satellite and radar, very clear over Tallahassee. We do have some high clouds coming over Apalachicola and some storms to our south and our west, but they will not be affecting us here in Tallahassee tonight. So we will be staying pretty clear tonight. Looking at our temperatures, we are at a very warm 76 degrees, but a very dry 76 degrees. As you can see here on the dew points, we are sitting at 40 degrees temperature dew points in Tallahassee. So it will feel pretty dry out tonight and through the day, and that will be extending into tomorrow. As we go through the day, Apalachicola, we're sitting at 53 degrees dew point, so a little bit muggier down there. Looking at our future radar, we do have some clouds that roll through the area, but we will clear out tomorrow with the high pressure moving off to our north and our east. Right now, for the day planner, we are looking at 59 degrees for tomorrow, starting off a little chilly in the morning, so make sure to bring your jacket with you as you head out the door tomorrow. But through the day tomorrow, we are warming. We get up to 84 tomorrow, so we'll be pretty warm tomorrow, but it will be that dry heat. So you won't be sweating tomorrow if you go out. Just wear a t-shirt. It'll be pretty comfortable. Sitting at 83 degrees tomorrow, and we warm up a little bit. Then we have our first front move through, 81 degrees, so it's pretty warm, not bringing in too much cold air there, but we do have some chance of thunderstorms. And then we have the secondary front. And you know what that means, ladies and gentlemen. We have some rain coming through. Lows will drop, highs will drop, but should be pretty comfortable throughout the rest of the week. And I'm going to pass on to Allie Ann, and she is going to talk about the lifestyle tomorrow.
Yes, so we do have some cloud cover on our area cams right now. So you do see those partially cloudy skies as the sun sets. So it's giving us some pretty cool colors right now. For your Thursday night life forecast, it is going to be a mostly clear 55 degrees tonight in Tallahassee with winds coming from the north around 5 miles per hour. So if you are going out tonight, you do have some pretty great conditions, so enjoy it tonight. And then for your stargazing forecast, for those clear conditions, you are going to have good conditions. You don't have a full moon, so you are going to be able to see those constellations a little bit better since you're not going to have the moon blocking a lot of those stars. And then for this weekend, we have a beautiful weekend ahead of us. We do have a chance of cloudy skies, but we're going to be peaking in the 80s, 82 on Saturday for your weekend res forecast. So it's going to be sunny and warm here in Tallahassee. So go out to the res and enjoy some kayaking, paddleboarding, beach volleyball, wherever you have. And you're going to see these calm winds from the south. So your weekend forecast in PCB, this is where I wish I would be this weekend, but unfortunately I'm not. I have to work on a lab. But in Panama City, it's going to be a warm, mild 72 degrees this weekend. The water's going to be a little bit cooler, probably in the 60s, but it is warming up as we continue to make our way into spring and closer to summer. We're going to have some southerly winds coming up, and we're going to have mostly clear skies. So my favorite Florida State team happens to be the softball team, because they are about the only team at Florida State that wins a game. So Florida State softball will be facing off with Pittsburgh on Friday at 6 p.m. Conditions are going to be partially cloudy with temperatures around 61 degrees with winds from the south at 5 miles per hour. So if you do want to see a team win, go down to the Joanne DeGraff Sports Complex and you will see a winning team. As for the baseball team, I can't really say as much, but we are a little bit better than our basketball team. So Friday, we also have a game against California at 7 p.m., 60 degrees, similar to the softball game, with winds from the south at 5 miles per hour. Now the big disappointment, but we still love them, Florida State is heading off Saturday at 80 degrees and sunny conditions at 12 p.m. is tip-off. But we did have a big win last night, so maybe that luck will carry into Saturday. We'll have winds around 5 to 10 miles per hour on Saturday. And then for your weekend planner, we have some beautiful sunny skies, clear conditions. We're peaking in the 80s on Friday, and then we're going to dip into the low 40s tomorrow morning, but our temperatures will continue to be on the rise. As for now, I'm going to let Jonathan tell us about the Southeast.
Yeah, so Allie Ann is out here roasting our basketball team as my graphics are completely malfunctioning. This is fun. So Allie Ann is out here roasting our basketball team. It's okay. Allie Ann and I are lab partners on that last lab, and that grade is going to roast us as well. But as we take a look across the southeast sunset, skies are very clear. You're getting a little bit of orange on the horizon, but there's not much cloud cover across the entire southeast, and that is because we too are roasting under the open sun. Temperatures are in the high 70s across the entirety of the southeast right now, but notice just above me on the map right here, we have those greens and blues, which means we have a cold front draped across the majority of the country, but it's leaving the southeast in a warm sector where temperatures are just going to come to a boil. However, normally when we start to see these summertime-like conditions, the humidity is very high, and as a result, we see pop-up thunderstorms. However, notice there is still not very much deep green on our dew point map, meaning it is very dry conditions across here. So this is the best weather to get outside in, because you're not going to literally turn into soup when you walk outside, but you are going to have pleasant conditions to get out, go to the beach if you are on the coastline, or go hiking if you are up in the Blue Ridge Mountains or the Smoky Mountains. Winds is going to vary drastically based on geographic location right now. If you're anywhere where you are near the coast, you're going to have onshore flow due to the sea breeze, but if you are anywhere to the south of that cold front, you're probably going to have varied conditions because there isn't that much dynamic forcing happening right now. Satellite and radar, I said it before, we are basking under the open sun. Not much is happening except down by the coast where the little bit more moisture is causing some showers off the mouth of the Mississippi and a few pop-up showers in southern Alabama, it looks like, but not much significant weather happening on right now, which is good because we are entering severe weather season across the southeast. Notice that we have some dry air in place across your I-20 corridor stretching from Birmingham to Atlanta. Not much going on there, and that is fantastic news for this time of year. As we take a look at our future radar, not much is going to happen other than the cold front may push south and we may get some showers over your Dallas-Fort Worth metroplex. But as the moisture surges north and we head further and further into the weekend, notice we start to see a line develop in Arkansas, and that's going to be our next storm system that is going to push into the area and perhaps cause a severe weather risk. But as we look at our Euro rainfall forecast, everything looks to be under half an inch for the first few days, but as we head into early next week, notice we really start to see accumulations in your New Orleans to Mobile and Dallas up to Paducah, Kentucky corridors, and that's going to be because of that cold front system that we'll be approaching. But for now, the storm outlook for today, tomorrow, and the next day, very clear on the first 2 days, but notice up in Iowa, which is not in the southeast, we don't have much going on. Taking a look at tonight's forecast, mild 40s across the southeast. Tomorrow, we are going to be in the 80s again, once again warming up. But zooming back in on Tallahassee, here we have Wanique.
Thank you, Jonathan. It's truly beautiful at Doak Campbell, and we've had a beautiful day for weather today. We are currently sitting at a very nice 81 degrees, low of 37. We're slightly above average for our high and right on par for our low. Now taking a look at our hour-by-hour forecast, you can see we had a very chilly start to our day, and we steadily increased, reaching a very warm and nice 80 degrees by 3 p.m.
It's pretty clear and pretty quiet on our satellite radar. We have a few pop-up showers and clouds off the Gulf, but as we zoom into Tallahassee, you can see that those clouds kind of pass and clear up as the night progresses. We'll see some pretty clear conditions as the night progresses, and those clear conditions should really take effect by midnight tonight. Now, since it's going to be so clear, I would say for your start of your weekend, take advantage of those clear conditions as you go into the weekend. You know, take your lunch outside, go to the pool, and really get your weekend started off right. Now, our temperatures are currently in the high 70s, low 80s. We are sitting at 67 in Apalachicola. They are our exception because of that Gulf Shore breeze. And our dew points are in the 30s across the Big Bend, and that exception again is Apalachicola with that dew point at 53 degrees. We'll see some dry conditions up here, but Apalachicola will be a little muggy. Now for our wind speeds and directions, as again we see those mild winds coming in from Apalachicola because of that Gulf breeze, but everyone else is sitting at a pretty comfortable rate. Now moving to our future radar, as I mentioned before, we'll see some very clear conditions, so moving into your weekend, get outside and enjoy those clear conditions. And now for our dog walk forecast. We have very comfortable conditions tomorrow to start the day, 45, a little chilly, and will progressively warm up by 3 p.m. 11 a.m. So if you want to take your dog for a walk, be sure to try to do that around the lunchtime hour. And now for our week ahead, we have some pretty great conditions sitting at the 80s throughout the week. We'll see some slight showers possibly by Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, but we'll keep an eye out on those and be sure to tune into FSU weather just in case those conditions progress. Now I'm going to pass it off to the desk to close out our show.
Yeah, so a super exciting show today. We actually had 2 debuts on the show, Anderson and Monique. That was their first show. They did such a great job, and things are really heating up for FSU weather. And Jessica has also witnessed something heating up as of late.
Yeah, FSU basketball is finally starting to get back into the swing of things. With our past 2 games, they've had some big wins.
Yeah, so we may have stolen the luck of the Irish in that last game, but hopefully that heat up continues as temperatures are boiling across the southeast as well.
Yeah, we're finally starting to warm up a bit, finally starting to move into those spring temperatures, getting into the new season.
But we are going to go ahead and give a first alert lookout for Wednesday and Thursday into next week, because as we head into spring and notice those temperature differences start to happen, that's when we really get the forcing for thunderstorms, some of which may possibly become severe.
Yeah, spring is, as they say, April showers, bring May flowers. We're starting to move into the spring, bring in those rain chances with it.
We're marching right into those thunderstorm chances, pun intended. So as we head into spring, be sure to stay tuned to FSU weather for updates on regarding severe weather safety, what to do in the event of a tornado, what to do if you live in an apartment or a mobile home during a tornado, because here in Florida, we're not necessarily used to that, but being closer to the Alabama-Georgia line up here in Tallahassee, we start to see that.
Yeah, and go ahead and follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/FSU weather.
Like us on Facebook, same username at FSU weather there.
Go ahead and watch us live on YouTube. You're probably already doing that if you're watching us now.
But maybe go back and watch our recordings, and also follow us on Instagram at FSU weather.
And that's it for the night.
Yeah, I'm student meteorologist Jonathan Marcus.
And I'm student meteorologist Jessica Howell.
Have a great evening.